All right, testing. Can people hear me? Someone say hi in the chat. Someone say hi in chat if you can hear me. Testing, just making sure that the audio is working. All right, sounds good. Let's get started. So here I've set up the marketplace. We've got the blueprints here and the contractors up here. And I've got the player board. So the setup for the solo game is mostly the same. Each player would get a player board, but since I'm playing solo, I'm going to have the one. So I'm going to start by shuffling up and dealing myself 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then have to decide what difficulty we want to try the solo mode in. So we're going to be playing against the machine, which is a little basic simulated AI. So I'm going to start off with medium, and if we have good luck with this game, maybe next one we'll try hard. So the way we set up the machine is that we're going to deal out 3 cards for them to start off with. So the machine is going to have these 3 cards. The rule here is that they can't start with any monument cards. So these beacons here are monuments. So I'm going to discard these cards and deal out some more. Wow, the beacons are all at the top. Basically, deal out until you have 3. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place these off to the side over here. So this is the machine's engine. And group the cards by color and type. So these blue production factories, these red training buildings, and these special purple. How it works is that the more that they build up in a particular color, the better their engine runs for that particular color die. And you'll see what I mean once we get to the machine's turn. So that's their starting tableau. And each one of these is worth 1 victory point for them at the end. So as with the normal game, each round starts with the market phase. And for me, let's take a look at my hand here. So in order to build, I won't go over the full rules too much for people who have kind of already seen some of the playthroughs. I'll kind of do a little refresher. In order to build stuff, I need matching symbols. I happen to have a battery factory, any manufactory that both have these green wrenches. I think my plan is probably to build the manufactory. There's also a recycling plant and incinerator. Recycling plant, I love that card. But I don't have another gear, so maybe my plan for the market phase is try to get a gear card. So this one here has a gear. So I'll go ahead and pick up this one. It's another recycling plant. That will allow me to build a recycling plant in a future turn. New card comes out. And then I will roll the dice. Normally in a regular game, I would be playing with 4 colored dice. But because the AI needs to use the colored dice, I'll be using white dice. So here we go. That's not a bad roll. I like to, since I have these 3s, I love using them for energy. So I'll use it for energy. I'll probably have plenty of energy this turn. Oh, forgot. I'll be starting with 1 metal and 2 energy, just like in the normal game. So I don't think I'll need energy, that much energy. I'll use this to draw cards. I always like drawing cards early because it gives me as many options as possible. So I drew trash compactor, the shovel. Back to what we were saying about wanting to build a manufactory here. That costs 2 metal, 2 energy. I only have 1 metal, 2 energy. So I'm going to place this 4 here to grab some metal. So now I have 2 and 2. I can build the manufactory. I'm going to discard the battery factory and pay these resources to the bank. And now I can actually run the manufacturer with these 2 3s. So we talked about using them for energy, but I guess scoring points is pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1 point here. And choice of either 2 metal, 2 cards, or 3 energy. Kind of short on resources, so I'm going to grab 2 metal. And so now I placed all my dice. That's the end of my turn. Now the machine gets to take a turn. So if you remember here, this is their tableau. And rather than them using their specific cards, only the color of the cards matters. I'm going to first start by rolling these colored dice. There's going to be 5 of them. What I do is I look at the green die first. So it shows a 2. That means it's the action that the machine is going to take is by building immediately the second card out of the marketplace, nuclear plant. We add it over here, and now the machine has 2 cards in the blue production column. And now we match up. Wow, this is a pretty good roll. So the lower the roll the machine rolls, the better for them. So we match up the colors. So the 1 goes on the red training facilities, the 1 goes in purple, 3 goes in blue, and the machine has not built any yellow cards yet, so this die won't be relevant. And so how we resolve whether they manufacture goods is based on the roll and how many cards there are in their particular category. So if the roll is the same number or lower than the number of cards there, they will manufacture a good. In this case, they only have 2 blue cards, and we rolled a 3. So that means the die roll wasn't low enough, and so they don't manufacture any goods. However, we got unlucky here because they rolled 2 1s, and they do have at least 1 card. So the AI is going to manufacture 1 good for each one of these. So they're off to a great start. I mean, we had a decent start here with the 1 good here. So now we replace the card that the machine built and then start the next round. So back to what I have here. My plan is to build a recycling plant. Let's see what's going on here. Question is, what do I want to do with the marketplace here? It's a tough one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard. I'm going to discard the incinerator, which has a shovel, and that allows me to hire the specialist. The specialist you see has the shovel symbol here. That allows me to hire one of these contractors by discarding a card. And this specialist here allows me to gain an extra die of any value during the next work phase. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these extra dice and just remember that I can set it to any number I want. In fact, I'm just going to keep this here in order to remind myself. Okay. So back to the work phase. Sorry about the camera shake. Pick up my dice, get a roll. Ooh, a lot of 1s. Not bad though, because I can plug them into the manufactory. And I've got the specialist, which I can use for, what should I need? So the problem is 1s aren't going to give me much energy. So I could put the 2 1s here and get energy. We're really getting metal out of it. And I've got the specialist. I could spend the specialists. potentially get me some energy. Well, actually, I can make 4s and I could get energy that way. So I'm going to make the specialist be a 4. Or, sorry, get metal and then get energy from the manufactory. So I'm going to start by drawing a card with one of these. I'm going to draw a golem. Ooh, this is really good. I love using the golem. I just need to get another hammer in order to build it. I'll put this here and get one good. In the final game, the tokens won't be double-sided, but they are double-sided in this particular prototype. And I decided I was going to get some energy. Get 3 energy here. And then these 4s I can place onto mine. Because of the matching, so I'll get 1 metal per. And because of the matching bonus, I'll actually get 1 extra. So actually, I'm doing pretty good on resources, but I haven't built anything this turn yet. I'm going to go ahead and build that recycling plant and discard another recycling plant to do so, and also 2 metal. Now, I think I could use it this turn. So what recycling plant does is discard 2 cards plus 2 energy, gives you a good and a card. But I'm rather attached to this golem, and I only have 2 cards in my hand. So I think I'm going to wait before I use the recycling plant. So now the machine takes their turn. Pick up all the colored dice again. Get a roll. Once again, the AI has rolled a 2 for the green die, which means I will grab the second card on the marketplace. So at the very beginning, when we were setting up the machine's engine, they were not allowed to have any monuments, but throughout the game, they might build monuments. And the way monuments work is each one of them, regardless of the actual perceived value, any monument cards that the AI builds throughout the game will be worth 2 points at the end of the game. So I'll go ahead and put this into the tableau here. So it sucks that they get 2 victory points, but at least they're not building momentum on their engine. So we'll assign the colors again, like so. They rolled pretty high, and they don't have very many cards yet, so they actually don't manufacture any goods at all this turn. So that's we get a little lucky break there, a little moment, of breathing room, and we go back to our turn, back to the market phase. So we're talking about like how I want to build the golem. In order to do that, I'm going to need a mallet. So I'm going to go ahead, pick up Harvester. Harvester has a blue mallet. So that'll be helpful for building the golem. Back to work. Roll the dice. Oops, I rolled too many dice because I forgot that I had the extra one, so I'm going to roll again. All right, so sorry, let me try to position the camera a little further away so you can see a bit more. No pairs this time. It makes me wonder if I should be building some sort of training facilities. That might be good. Ones I always like to use to draw cards. And I do need more cards. I've only got 3 right now. Okay. So we're talking about, oh, you know what? I should have done that, because if I can build this golem, I can easily make a 1, and then I could get a pair. But it's too late. I've drawn the card. This seems to be mostly resource gathering turn. I'm going to get that metal. So now I can build that golem. Let's go ahead and do that. So the way golem works, so I can actually make extra dice by paying energy. But the catch is that the die value can only be as big as the amount of energy you invest. So it's really good at making 1s, really bad at making 6s. So go ahead and build that. Discard the mallet on the harvester. Pay the 4 metal. I pick up the 4 metal. Discard it. Hurting for metal a little bit, so I'm going to go get some more metal here. 3 energy. I'm not particularly attached to these cards, so I'm going to go ahead and use a recycling plant. Pay 2 energy. I'll manufacture a good here, and I'll also get to draw another card. Oh, wow. So all 3 recycling plants we've seen so far. Okay, so that's our turn. Back to the AI. Let's see what they roll. Okay, so 3 is the number. So we're going to grab the 3rd card out of the marketplace, the warehouse, which is another blue production building. They're really building out their blue engine. Luckily, they rolled a 5, so it's higher than the 3 that they have there, so they don't manufacture any goods there. 4 on the, and then 6. So we're good. The machine did not manufacture any goods this turn either. Though it is pretty early, you just kind of got lucky on the first turn with their 1s. All right, back to the market phase. Refill this. Let's see here. Really hurting for cards here. I wish I had a mallet, then I could hire an architect, which would then draw me a lot of cards. For now, I think we need to look for more ways of making points, or some way to, actually great is some way to manipulate the dice rolls. Right now, there are no training facilities out there in the marketplace, so I'm going to do the optional action of spending a resource, shuffling away this entire row, and seeing more cards. So here we go. We've got Gymnasium, which is a great training facility. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. That lets me modify my dice rolls. In this case, add 1 to it. But I have to build it first, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, back to the turn. I'm going to roll. So here we go. Excellent. I've got a 1. And this is what I love about this game, is that 1s can sometimes be good, depending on the context. What I can do is then use a golem here and get another worker. In this case, a 1, because I paid 1 energy. And now I've got a matching pair. I can use that manufactory. There we go. Get 1 more point. In this case, I'm going to draw some cards because I need that shovel in order to build that gymnasium. So I'm going to draw 2 more cards. I did not get the shovel, but I did get a nuclear plant, which actually works well with gymnasium. Nuclear plant needs exactly a 6. Gymnasium can increase the value of die. So that means if I have both these in play, as long as I have rolled a 5, I can get a 6. So that's nice. Let's see here. So I could build a nuclear plant. I didn't actually roll a 6. That's a bummer. Let's try, see if we can get lucky. We could build, oh no, we can't. But we do need more cards, I think. I was saying it'd be nice if we had that mallet so we could hire the architect. So let's draw some more cards. Oh, we have the mallet, so we're lucky. Let's gather some resources here. Actually, before we do that, I always like to draw cards first. So let's see here. Oh, I actually can't spare any of these cards. They're all part of my plan, so I'm not using the recycling plant this turn either. Let's gather some resources. Get some more energy. That's my turn. On to the machine. Let's see what they got. So we rolled a 5. If we remember, the actions that the machine takes corresponds to the positions in the marketplace. But notice there's only 4 cards in the marketplace. So what the 5 die represents is building a card off the top of the deck. So let's go ahead and build a card off the top of the deck. Oh, it's going to be their first yellow utility building. So now they could have the potential of manufacturing goods using that color of buildings. And 5 also means that they will wipe the row. So that can potentially disrupt my plans if I were relying on a particular card out there. So that's why when you in the marketplace, if you see a card that you want, you might want to, and you might think it'll be around for the next round. That might not be the case. AI might disrupt your plans. If it were a 6, instead, it would also build a card off the top of the deck, but it would wipe the contractor row instead. So let's refresh this. And let's take a look and see whether the machine scored any points or not. So they rolled pretty high, a 6 and a 6. They don't have 6 cards in the column, so they don't get any points. Their new yellow one, they rolled a 4, but they rolled 1 for the purple. And they do have 1 card, so they're actually going to score a point here. This changes into a 2. Okay. Let's do a little quick check and see what the standings are. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So we're a little behind, but I think generally in this solo game, the AI will have the early advantage because they do start with 3 points just for having 3 cards in play. So let's start our next round here. So back up a bit. All right. Oh, this is nice. Once again, we have that 1. I think the optimal play here is to, again, activate the golem in order to make a pair of 1s. And we did roll a 6, which is great because we can then use the nuclear plant. So I'm actually going to, let's start with the nuclear plant. So I want to build this nuclear plant. I'm going to build it here. I have to discard another wrench. It also costs 2 metal and 2 energy. And now I'll put this 6 here. That'll manufacture me a good, a point, and a little bit of energy. Wow, this is a great roll. Look at this. 2 5s. I'm going to put it here. 2 5s. Or do I want it to draw cards? I think I'm going to draw cards. Since they're matching, I get a bonus, so I'll get 3 cards. Here are the 3 cards I got. There's no obvious plans emerging from here. Kind of a weird array of different symbols. Oh, that's right. We wanted to build the gymnasium, which we don't have that shovel still, that elusive shovel. We'll put the pair here. Score point. And we'll get a couple metal. This will set us up for the following turn to build something, hopefully. So that's our turn. Now let's see what the machine is up to. Oh, well, there's that 6 that we're talking about. So you know how I was talking about potentially using the architect, but I guess I've kind of lost my opportunity now because the machine is going to wipe out the contractor row here. Okay, and also build whatever card's on the top. Another blue card, which is not too surprising because the production factories are the most common type in the game. But here we are. We're lucky again with the blue. A 6, so they don't score any points there. They've got a 5 on the yellow, and they only have 1 of those, so we're good there. 2 on the red cards. That's close, but they only have 1 card, so we're good there. But they did roll 1 here, so they do score points in the purple column. Okay, so now it's back to our turn. So we were talking about hiring that architect. Oh, but look, there's another architect. that uses the wrench. And drawing cards would be amazing because we don't have a solid plan yet. Drawing cards will give us more options. So I'm going to discard the green wrench here in order to hire the architect. And the architect allows you to draw 3 cards and then allow an opponent to draw a card. But in the solo mode, you simply draw 3 cards and then the machine doesn't do anything. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll draw 3 cards. So Jobby was asking, do you think wooden tokens might be a possible stretch goal? That's something we considered, but it does increase the cost of the game considerably. And we found that some people actually prefer these chipboard pieces, and it very clearly matches the same icons on the card itself. So we decided for usability and for cost reasons that we would not be doing wood tokens. But if you do want to bling out your own copy, the Game Crafter actually does sell these amazing iron ingot wooden pieces and these red lightning bolt pieces, which are perfect for this game. And there's actually a link to them in the comments if you take a look, because someone else had the same question as well. All right, so remember what we're doing. That's right, we just hired an architect, so it's our turn now for the work phase. Do it up. And we got 4 dice. Here we go. Oh, we got a 6. So the nice thing about Nuclear Plant, I feel like it's always a no-brainer. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Put the 6 there, score a point, get an energy. Got a lot of cards, so we got a lot of options. If I remember correctly, we wanted to build that gymnasium. But we don't need it this turn, so I'm going to save these 2 cards here. 2 shovels, so when I do want to build the gymnasium, I'll have it in my back pocket. What to do? You know, we could build a warehouse. The way warehouse works is it wants high values. If you put 3 dice there, it adds up to 14 or more, then you get 2 goods and 2 energy. Let's go ahead and do that. Except it costs 3 metal. I only have 2. Let's see here. I'm going to get the metal by running the manufactory. Discard the Cryolab, which has the mallet, in order to build the warehouse. So we're running out of room here on the camera, so I'm going to move the resources off to the side. So, gotta pay the 3 metal, 2 energy. Got this random 4 here. I'm just going to use that to research, draw a card. Got a lot of gears. I could build a dojo. That's actually great as well. Maybe rather than building the gymnasium, I'll build the dojo, depending on which one fits my needs, because this one lets you flip a die to the other side. A cool interaction here with Golem. Oh, I didn't even use Golem yet. So what I can do is spend 1 to get a 1, right? Now, if I have Dojo, I can flip the die to the opposite side and make a 6, which is great for the Nuclear Plant. It's a little cool combo there, which is, so like normally for Golem to make a 6, you have to pay 6 energy. This costs 2 energy instead. So but I already used Nuclear Plant, so this turn I'm just going to make a die a 1 with the Golem. Just use that to draw a card because it doesn't matter what the number is. Well, it gives me Power Plant. That will help me power the Golem potentially. All right. The machine will take a turn again. Let me double check what the end condition is. I believe it's probably the same. So make sure we don't miss it. Yep, 12 goods or 10 buildings. Okay. So here we go. We've got 1. So they built the first card, a yellow utility building. Unfortunately, it looked like they rolled pretty low. Let's see what's what over here. We only got 4 blue buildings. They rolled a 5, so that's great. They do have 1 on the red, so they score a point there. 2 on the purple. They only have 1 card, so actually that works out just fine. And a 3 on the yellow, and they only have 2. So actually that wasn't too bad. They only scored 1 point. Back to the market phase for us. We got a lot of cards. So one good thing you can do to get rid of cards is hire contractors. You can trade them for dice or resources. My personal favorite is to trade for dice, especially when we have a nuclear plant and a warehouse that really care about what numbers. I see that there's a specialist there. I know we're saving the shovel for the gymnasium, but I think it's worth discarding this shovel here to hire. Sorry, let me straighten things out. The specialist. And once again, the specialist lets me get a die of any value next turn. Once again, let's keep it over here to remind myself that I can use it. All right, so on to the work phase. I will roll the dice. Sorry, there's kind of some bad reflection here. Sorry. Cards are sleeved because this is the latest version of the game. There's some graphical changes and whatnot. Let me see if, there we go. Less reflection over there. All right, we got some 1s, we got some 2s, we got a 6. Okay, so I think we're going to do what we're talking about here. So first thing is let's... How can we do everything we want to do? All right, so first thing I'm going to start using this warehouse. So I put in 2 6s and a 4. That's 16. That adds up to more than 14. So that satisfies this requirement. I'll score 2 points. And also get 2 energy. Now we got 1 and 2. I also have this golem I can use. I think last turn I forgot to use recycling plant, although I don't think I had enough energy. I have enough energy now. Time to start cranking out some points, I think. So I could potentially... Oh, wait. I haven't actually built the dojo that I was talking about. Let's do that. I think that would be helpful. Build the dojo. Sorry for that. You know what? I'm just going to push it off the side here. Just remember it's over there. You know, throw things in. We'll compact. Discard another dojo, which has the same symbol. And 1 metal. So what I could do here is actually spend 1 energy for that dojo and flip this 1 into a 6. Actually, I think that is the play to make. Let's do that. Spend 1 on the dojo. Make this a 6. Score a point here. Get my energy back. And now, I'm going to spend the golem, or 2 energy to use the golem, to make a 2. That way now this matches here. Look at that. And place in your manufactory. Score a point here. And I need some more energy, so I'm going to get 3 energy from that. And I'm going to use the recycling plant. The question is, what do I want to... Ooh, it's tricky. I like this card. I think we built the dojo, so I'm going to give them on the gymnasium. I'm going to discard these 2 cards. 2 energy. Recycling plant. Draw me a card. Solar array. That was a pretty good turn. I think we scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Now, let's see what the machine is up to. I'm just going to roll their dice. Okay, 3. So they're going to build the trash compactor. which is another blue card. So, Aaron, to answer your question, can you use the Golem ability, only use it once per turn? Yes, that's the case for all the cards in the game. You'll probably notice that I have 6 dice in play right now. If you remember correctly, one of them came from the specialists, and the other one came from the Golem, which is why I have 6 dice. But yeah, you can only use the Golem once per turn, and that's a rule that applies to all the cards, including the Dojo. You can only use that once per turn as well. So, the machine built the trash compactor. They're getting pretty loaded here. They've got 5 cards in the blue column, and so we've managed to dodge it until now. They're finally producing point there. They also rolled a 1, which is unfortunate there. The purple rolled a 6, so no problem there. And 3 on the yellow, and they only have 2 yellow, so they don't score any points. So looks like they scored 2 points. You can see they're kind of building up a little bit of momentum. Let's do a little status check. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points. How many do we have? Ooh, it's getting tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think, well, it looks like we're head-to-head here. Let's also check the end condition here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13. So I've actually triggered the end of the game. There will be 1 more round, and we're neck to neck. So let's see if we can pull it out this turn. So at this point, we might not need to build anything more, except maybe a megalith, which gives us 3 prestige, 3 points at the end of the game. But it's very expensive. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So I think right now would be a great time to start chucking cards to contractors in order to get some kind of benefit. Let's see what our options are. Ooh, so I could do hard hands by giving me that megalith. I don't think I can build, except I did a little poor planning, and I've only got 2 energy, and hard hands does cost 3 energy as well to use. The only other symbol I have is the gear. I've got 3 cards with gears, which gives me minor, which gives me 3 metal, which, you know, not bad. Maybe that might enable me to build that megalith that we're talking about, except I don't have a wrench. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna shuffle away the contractors. And hope something good will show up either in the gear spot, which engineer 4 energy can't use it, or in the wrench spot, specialist. Not too bad. Let's go for that. We had a good turn last turn with the specialist. Let's discard the megalith or to get another specialist. All right. Final turn. Let's make it a good one. Put away a couple of these extra dice. I'll have the 4 dice here. Okay. This roll looks similar to the last one, so I think that's a good sign. First things first. Generally a good thing. Just run a nuclear plant. Easy. Get it out of the way. Score point. Get some energy. Whew. Can we run the warehouse? And can we build anything? The only thing that would be worth building for points is we've already built one. We can only have 1 copy of each card. Solar array isn't actually worth any points for building, so the only thing that might be worth building is the power plant, which costs 3 metal. I don't know if that's going to happen. What we can do is run the warehouse. Okay, let me think here. 6. So if we want to run the warehouse, we want to make this specialist die as 6. And then let's use the dojo and flip this 1 into a 6. So now we've got 12. We just need 2 more. And now we've got 14. We can run the warehouse. Score 2 more energy. All right, I think this is going to shape up to be a pretty good turn. So we're going to spend 3 energy on the golem here. Make a 3. Oh, you know what? I could have done it a smarter way. Could have put the 3 here, and then I'll have to spend 2 to make it. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because I will put this here. Score point. I'm going to get 3 energy. Use this 2 energy to basically chuck 2 cards off to the recycling plant. Draw another card. Once again, pretty good turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So, since we were tied before, if the machine does not score 5 points, then I will win. So, let's see. Okay, building the second card with this green. Line them all up. Okay, so this score point here, that's 1 point. The red doesn't score a point. Purple doesn't score a point. Yellow does score a point. So in the final turn, the AI only scored 3 points. The 1 for building, and then 2 from their engine. So I believe that means they have scored 20 points. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 points. And for me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 to 21. That's a pretty close game. So it's a 2-point difference. And you can kind of see how like things might turn out a little differently depending on how the AI rolls and what cards they end up building. But that's the solo game. And we got that done in about 40 minutes with explanation. It's one of the things that if you once you get used to the game, you can hammer out a solo game in about 20-30 minutes. So I guess that took a little longer than I thought because I guess I'm not used to explaining what I'm doing. So maybe I'll play a hard mode one at some other time, and I'm going to kind of save the next few minutes for any questions if anyone has any questions about the game, the solo mode, or anything in general. Let me go ahead and type out the answers to the questions I verbally answered as well, just so anyone who's reading the chat can see. Hey, Aaron, thank you for backing. for 4 players, I've run a lot of demos, and so I guess I've gotten pretty good at explaining the game, but with explanation, teaching the game, the typical 4-player game actually takes about 1 hour with explanation. So as players get better at the game, you can cut it down to as short as probably 45 minutes. So like when I play with my co-designer, when we play one-on-one, we can finish a game in probably 30 minutes. And the nice thing about the game is that there's little player downtime. People play the work phase, the phase where I was rolling the dice, figuring out where to place everything, all that stuff. All that is done in real time, or at the same time. Everyone's doing their own thing and building their own tableau, running their own factories. So as the player count scales up, it actually doesn't add that much more time to the game. Most of the time comes from the added turn during the market phase. So choosing cards out of the market, each player is going to be taking turns picking cards. And so more players means more turns during the market phase, but the bulk of the game is during the work phase. And so, anywhere between 2 and 5 players, it only adds somewhere between, 5 and 15 minutes extra. So, oh yeah, you mentioned assuming everyone has played before. Yeah, so you could definitely do a 4-player game in 45 minutes. Any other questions? Oh, let me show you guys something really cool real quick. Take a look at this. Here, I'm going to disconnect the webcam here so we can see better. So we were at Mock's boarding house over in Seattle yesterday, and one of our backers, one of our fans came by with these awesome cookies, hand cut the frosting, the fondant, and layered it onto these cookies. These are the tool symbols here. You see a little wrench, the mallet, and honestly, the most impressive one is the. Sorry, this takes 2 hands. It's the gear. It's quite impressive. You can grab it. It's fragile. Oh no. Oops. Kind of messed that up. There we go. Close enough. So thank you to Jan and Chad from Cast Iron Game Labs, I believe. Oh, hey Chad. Thanks for you're in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, someone mentioned that. Hey, can we add a cookie in every box as a stretch goal? I mean, I don't think that would be very practical, but that would be amazing. Also, probably wouldn't last very long. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. If there's no more questions in the next few minutes, then we'll call it a day. Thanks for tuning in. How do I turn this thing off?